At 94 years old, I still show up for work every single day. And honestly, I genuinely love what I do. I know my situation isn't typical, of course. Most people do eventually retire, and many can't wait. But I've seen firsthand that retirement can be one of the most difficult transitions a person ever faces. The other day, I received a letter from a newly retired gentleman, 67 years old, who'd spent 4 decades with one company. He confessed he felt utterly lost on how to fill his days. It really resonated with me. For years, you see your identity is woven with your profession, what you do, your title, your earnings, your very sense of purpose. Then abruptly it vanishes. You wake up to an abundance of time, and that can feel frankly terrifying. So today I want to share some wisdom with you. 10 lessons to be precise. Insights I've gathered over these 94 years concerning life, finances, and what truly holds value at this stage. Some came easily, others I learned the hard way, perhaps later than I should have, but each is a message I wish I could share with every person facing retirement, every soul asking, what now? What will I do with the rest of my life? So pour yourself a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let me share what I've discovered. Because retirement isn't an ending, it's a vibrant new beginning. And if approached correctly, it truly can be the most rewarding chapter of your existence. Lesson 1, you likely need less money than you imagine. The first insight I want to convey is this: people often vastly overestimate the financial resources required for a fulfilling retirement. Throughout their working lives, many are plagued by monetary anxieties, fears of insufficiency, of depletion, of facing old age without means. I genuinely empathize with this concern. It's entirely valid. However, what I've observed countless times is a significant overestimation. Think about it. When you're employed, your money supports a multitude of work-related expenses, daily commutes, professional attire, frequent dining out, and often stress spending after demanding days. Upon retirement, much of this simply vanishes. No more daily commute, no need for a professional wardrobe, fewer restaurant meals, because you now have the luxury of time to cook at home. Your expenditures can plummet, sometimes by 30%, 40%, or even more. Furthermore, if you've managed to pay off your mortgage by retirement, a goal I strongly encourage, your largest household expense disappears entirely. Suddenly, you find yourself comfortably living on considerably less than you once thought necessary. Now, let me be clear. I'm not advocating for retiring without savings. You absolutely need a financial cushion, but resist the erroneous belief that millions upon millions are indispensable for a comfortable retirement. I've known individuals who retired with $500,000 and lead incredibly rich lives. They travel, cherish time with grandchildren, and pursue their passions. Conversely, I've seen those with $5 million who are stressed and miserable, constantly terrified of losing their fortune. Ultimately, the sheer amount of money pales in comparison to what truly matters: peace of mind. Living prudently within your means and never spending beyond your capacity, that's the true foundation. So, remember this first lesson. You need less than you think. Lesson 2, safeguard your health as if it were your most precious asset. This is a lesson I genuinely wish I had embraced with more diligence in my younger years. In your 30s, 40s, even 50s, your body often possesses a remarkable resilience. You can neglect it, indulge in unhealthy food, skip workouts, skimp on sleep, and largely recover without immediate consequence. However, as you age, that elasticity diminishes. Your physical being begins to show wear and tear. Joints ache, energy levels wane, and tasks, once effortless, become unexpectedly challenging. If you haven't cultivated good health habits, retirement can tragically transform into a period dominated by pain management and chronic illness rather than vibrant living. I've witnessed this heartbreaking scenario far too often. Individuals dedicate their lives to accumulating a substantial nest egg only to discover they're too unwell to truly savor it. They're unable to travel because their knees are failing, or they can't engage joyfully with their grandchildren due to breathlessness. The dreams they harbored for retirement remain unfulfilled. My counsel, therefore, is straightforward. Whether you're already retired or nearing that chapter, elevate your health to your paramount concern. Schedule regular doctor visits and comprehensive checkups. Should anything feel amiss, do not dismiss or delay addressing it. Prioritize physical activity. This doesn't necessitate marathon running or intense weightlifting. A simple, consistent 30-minute walk daily can profoundly extend your healthy years. Adopt sensible eating habits. Perfection isn't the goal. Lord knows I still enjoy my ice cream and Coca-Cola, but strive to incorporate vegetables and minimize highly processed foods. And crucially, inadequate sleep, 7 to 8 hours nightly, to allow your body its essential repair and rejuvenation. Remember, all the riches in the world are meaningless if you're too ill to enjoy them. Your true wealth lies in your well-being. Protect it fiercely. Lesson 3, cultivate endless curiosity and commit to lifelong learning. This principle has been a driving force throughout my 94 years. The profound importance of staying curious and continually absorbing new knowledge. Regrettably, many individuals upon retiring simply cease their intellectual engagement. They stop reading, stop exploring new concepts, opting instead for passive entertainment as they merely bide their time. This, I believe, is a profound waste. Your brain, much like your body, demands regular exercise. I often say that the instant you cease learning, a part of you begins to diminish. Not physically, perhaps, but mentally and spiritually. That is hardly the way to spend your retirement years. I still devote hours daily to reading annual reports, newspapers, and a vast array of books. Even at my age, I continue to learn new things every single day. This relentless pursuit of knowledge keeps me intellectually acute, deeply engaged, and in a very real sense, alive. So, resist the temptation to simply turn off your brain. Seek out subjects that ignite your interest. Enroll in a course, master a new language, explore painting, delve into history, science, or any field that captivates you. Read widely and wisely, not just escapist fiction, though those are fine too, but books that challenge your thinking, that educate and inspire. Maintain your curiosity. Remain hungry for knowledge. It is a powerful elixir for perpetual youth. The next lesson I've learned is to prioritize investing in relationships, not material possessions. This is a truth I absorbed through painful experience. For the vast majority of my life, my singular focus was on my work, the construction of Berkshire Hathaway, the intricacies of investing, the relentless pursuit of financial gain. And while that drive was certainly vital in my younger years, it came with a significant cost. I forfeited precious time with my family, missed countless irreplaceable moments with my children, regrettable omissions that can never be reclaimed. As I've aged, an undeniable clarity has emerged. Human connections are the sole things that truly matter. Not money, not professional accolades, but the people in your life. When I lie in bed at night, my thoughts aren't consumed by Berkshire Hathaway, stock market fluctuations, or quarterly earnings reports. Instead, my mind drifts to the loved ones I cherish, the meaningful conversations we've shared, the memories we've forged. These are the trees that fill your heart. These are what imbue life with profound meaning. So whether you're retired or approaching that threshold, dedicate your energy to nurturing your relationships. Spend quality time with your spouse or partner, the individual with whom you've journeyed through life. Go on dates, engage in deep conversations, and truly listen to one another. Make time for your children, even if they're adults immersed in their own busy lives. Call them, visit them, and be fully present. And your grandchildren, oh, your grandchildren, if you are blessed with them, invest every possible moment, because these relationships, these deep personal connections, they are your enduring legacy. This is what you leave behind, far beyond any monetary fortune, any house, or any car. It is the love, the shared memories, the positive impact you've had on those around you. Therefore, do not squander your retirement accumulating more stuff. Invest in people. That is where authentic wealth resides. I also believe in embracing the power of simplification. This is a philosophy I've championed since my youth. So many individuals dedicate their lives to relentlessly acquiring material possessions, expansive homes, luxurious vehicles, wardrobes overflowing with unworn clothing. Yet all this stuff inevitably becomes a burden. It weighs you down, introduces needless complexity, and demands constant maintenance, cleaning, storage, and worry. And to what end does it genuinely enhance your happiness? I strongly doubt it. I, for instance, have resided in the same modest house in Omaha for over 6 decades, purchased for a mere $31,500 back in 1958. People frequently inquire, "Warren, why not buy a mansion? You can certainly afford it." My reply is simple. I don't need a mansion. This home is perfectly comfortable, provides everything necessary, and crucially, I don't have to concern myself with it. That to me embodies true freedom and profound simplicity. Therefore, as you approach retirement, consider actively simplifying your life. Perhaps downsizing is in order. Do you truly require that sprawling house now that the children have grown and moved on? You might find greater contentment and less upkeep in a smaller, more manageable dwelling. Do you really need every item crammed into your garage, those boxes of forgotten belongings unseen for a decade? Perhaps it's time to release them, because the fewer possessions you cling to, the greater your freedom, the more available your time, and the more mental and physical space you create for what genuinely matters. Extend this simplification to your finances as well. Avoid the clutter of 10 different bank and investment accounts scattered everywhere. Consolidate, streamline. The simpler your life becomes, the more fully you can genuinely relish your retirement years. Finally, embrace the profound fulfillment of giving back. This lesson revolves around generosity and contribution. I have committed to donating 99% of my net worth, an amount exceeding $100 billion over time. People often inquire, "Warren, why not leave it to your children? Why not retain it for yourself?" My answer is straightforward. I don't require it, and my children, who are well established, don't either. There are countless individuals globally who stand in far greater need. My existence has been blessed with extraordinary fortune, born in America at a pivotal time, endowed with specific aptitudes highly valued by a market economy. However, such immense luck comes with an inherent obligation, the responsibility to deploy that wealth for the betterment of others. Now, I'm certainly not suggesting you must donate billions of dollars. Few possess such resources. But regardless of your means, I urge you to consider contributing a portion of what you have. The act of giving back, of aiding others, is what injects your life with profound purpose and meaning. It's a lesson that I've seen play out time and again, especially in retirement, when the structure of your professional life fades and your identity is no longer tied to your job. This sense of purpose becomes utterly essential. You need to feel like you're contributing, that your presence matters, that you're actively making a positive impact. One way to do this is by offering assistance to a neighbor in need, or perhaps by contributing financially to causes close to your heart, education, healthcare, environmental protection, or any endeavor that truly resonates with you. Another lesson I've learned is to never allow fear to dictate your decisions. I know it's common for retirees to harbor anxieties, fears about outliving their savings, about stock market crashes, about unforeseen events. These are real concerns, and I understand why. In retirement, the option to simply return to work isn't always there, and many rely on fixed incomes. But allowing fear to seize control is a grave error. Fear drives irrational behavior. It compels you to sell investments at the very bottom of a market downturn. It motivates you to hoard cash, even as inflation relentlessly erodes its purchasing power. It causes you to bypass valuable opportunities. I've seen individuals so terrified of financial loss that they kept all their assets in cash. Over 2 decades, inflation consumed half the purchasing power of that money. They ironically suffered a significant loss precisely by trying not to lose. So be prudent, exercise caution, and avoid gratuitous risks, but do not let fear paralyze you. Don't base every decision solely on worst-case scenarios. If you have a thoughtfully diversified portfolio, if you live comfortably within your means, and if you maintain a healthy cash reserve for unexpected emergencies, you will likely navigate these years successfully. The stock market will fluctuate, sometimes severely, but historically, it always recovers and trends upward over the long term. Resist the urge to panic. Don't succumb to emotional decisions born of apprehension. Stay steadfastly on your chosen course. Adhere to your well-considered plan, and trust that having laid a solid foundation, you will indeed be all right. You absolutely will. And perhaps most importantly, discover profound purpose beyond your professional career. This is incredibly significant. For most of your adult life, work provided a clear sense of purpose. It gave you a compelling reason to greet each morning, offered a robust identity, and instilled a feeling of valuable contribution. Upon retirement, that structure abruptly dissolves. Many individuals grapple with a profound sense of disorientation, feeling adrift, aimless, as if their significance has vanished. I frequently see this. Highly successful people, prominent in their careers with impressive titles and substantial responsibilities, after retiring, simply unravel. They no longer recognize who they are. This underscores the critical need to cultivate a purpose distinct from your job. I am fortunate. My work itself is my purpose, and I wholeheartedly adore what I do, which is why I haven't retired and likely never will. However, for most, retirement is an eventual certainty, and finding a new, meaningful endeavor is paramount. Perhaps it's centered around family, embracing the role of a grandparent, actively participating in the upbringing of your grandchildren. It could be volunteering, teaching, or mentoring, sharing your accumulated wisdom with the next generation. Maybe a beloved hobby can blossom into something more substantial: painting, writing, woodworking, or any passion you hold dear. Or perhaps it's travel, exploring the world, and immersing yourself in diverse cultures. The essential takeaway is this: you need something. You need a compelling reason to rise each morning, a driving force to propel you forward. Because without purpose, retirement risks becoming a mere prelude to the end, and that is no way to truly live. So before you retire, or if you've already embarked on this chapter, ask yourself, what truly imbues my life with meaning? What makes me feel vibrant and alive? What do I genuinely wish to accomplish with the time I have remaining? Then pursue that with every fiber of your being. Finally, accept the immutable truth that you cannot take it with you. This is a realization I've pondered extensively in recent times. My entire adult existence has been dedicated to wealth accumulation, constructing Berkshire Hathaway, executing astute investments, and I've been exceedingly successful in that endeavor. Yet here's the undeniable reality. When my time comes, every single penny of that wealth remains behind. I cannot carry it with me, and neither can you. I believe many people lose sight of this fundamental fact. They spend their lives amassing, hoarding, and meticulously safeguarding their fortunes only for it all to pass to someone else upon their demise, their children, the government, whoever. But tragically, they never truly enjoyed it themselves. They never leveraged their resources to enrich their own lives, to assist others, or to contribute meaningfully to the world. That, in my estimation, is a profound tragedy. So be financially responsible. Diligently save for your future, and certainly don't squander your resources on frivolous pursuits. However, also make a conscious effort to use it, to savor it, to pursue the experiences you desire while you still have the capacity. Take that long dreamed of trip. Invest in memorable experiences. Offer support to your children or grandchildren. I've come to believe that money is merely a tool, not the ultimate objective. A life well lived, a life brimming with meaning, that's the true goal. And you cannot achieve that if you're perpetually sitting atop a mountain of money, too afraid to deploy any of it. Therefore, I say, spend some, not irresponsibly, but judiciously, on things that genuinely matter, on experiences that bring you profound joy, because you genuinely cannot take it with you. And once you are gone, the sheer volume of your accumulated wealth will be utterly inconsequential. What will truly resonate is how you lived, how you loved, and what you accomplished with the precious time you were granted. That truly is lesson 9. Now, for the last piece of wisdom I wish to share, lesson 10. Forge peace with your past and anchor your focus in the present. Many retirees often find themselves gazing backward, consumed by thoughts of what they should have done, dwelling on regrets and wishing they could alter bygone events. I fully comprehend this inclination. I too carry my share of regrets, as does everyone. However, fixating on the past, endlessly chastising yourself for errors committed 2, 3, or even 4 decades ago serves no constructive purpose. The past is immutable. It is over. What you can change is this very moment today and the choices you make moving forward. So if you harbor regrets or acknowledge past mistakes, confront them, extract the lessons they offer, and then consciously release them. Grant yourself forgiveness. Extend forgiveness to others who may have caused you pain. Make amends where necessary, but steadfastly refuse to spend your retirement years imprisoned by the past. Do not squander these precious years on the corrosive emotions of guilt, regret, and bitterness, for you simply don't have the luxury of time for such self-inflicted torment. None of us do. Instead, center your attention on the now. Focus intently on today, on this precise moment. What actionable steps can you take today to enhance your own life, to improve the life of someone else, to cultivate a little more happiness, a little more kindness, a little more presence? These are the questions that truly matter, not the events of 30 years ago, but your actions in this very instant. At 94, I've certainly made my share of missteps, engaged in actions I wish I hadn't, overlooked opportunities, and regrettably hurt those I loved. But I choose not to dwell on these things. My focus is on today, on making the absolute best of the time I have left, on embracing gratitude for every sunrise, every conversation, every single moment, because moments are all we possess, and these moments collectively constitute a life. So make your peace with what has been and dedicate yourself to ensuring the remainder of your life is as rich and fulfilling as it can possibly be. That is lesson 10, and perhaps the most vital one of all. So those are my 10 lessons, 10 profound insights I've gleaned over 94 years, which I firmly believe every retiree ought to grasp. Let me swiftly recap them, as I realize I may have meandered a bit. 1, you need less money than you think. Do not permit the apprehension of financial scarcity to govern your life. 2, protect your health. It is your single most valuable asset, far surpassing the worth of any stock or bond. 3, stay perpetually curious, continue learning. Your brain demands intellectual stimulation just as your body requires physical exercise. 4, invest in relationships, not material possessions. People are the true trees, not transient belongings. 5, simplify your life. Purge the clutter, the unnecessary complications, and the superfluous stuff that weighs you down. 6, give back, extend a helping hand to others, make a tangible difference, and discover deep purpose through service. 7, do not let fear dictate your decisions. Be judicious and cautious, but never allow fear to render you immobile. 8, find purpose beyond work. You absolutely require a compelling reason to greet each new day. 9, accept that you cannot take it with you. Utilize your financial resources to live a rich life and affect positive change. 10, make your peace with your past and focus on the present. This very moment is the only true possession you have. These are the lessons, and I genuinely believe that if you can truly absorb them, if you can internalize their essence, your retirement will be immensely rich, not merely in monetary terms, but in every conceivable way that holds significance. For retirement isn't fundamentally about having enough money. It's about having enough life, enough joy, enough purpose, enough authentic connection. And this kind of richness is accessible to anyone, regardless of their financial standing, fame, or anonymity. It simply requires a conscious choice. You must resolve to make these years truly count, because they do. Every single day holds immense value. On a personal note, even though I haven't retired and likely never will, I do at times contemplate what I would do if I were to step away from my work, how I would allocate my time. And invariably, my thoughts return to the same fundamental elements: people, reading, learning, and contributing to others. For me, these are the very essence of a life worth living, not the financial gains, the professional triumphs, the accolades, or the public attention, but rather the simple, profound things. A captivating conversation, and I believe retirement should be about more than just financial security. It's an invaluable opportunity to return to fundamental truths, truths that often become obscured by the demands of career building, raising children, and just trying to make ends meet. Now you have the luxury of time to slow down, to truly appreciate life. Don't squander it. Don't let your retirement be consumed by financial anxieties, bitterness, or passively waiting in front of a television. Dare to do something. Strive to be something more. Live fully, love deeply, give generously. You've earned this chapter. You've labored your whole life for this freedom. So embrace it, truly, deeply enjoy it.